Alright, so this is going to be my review for Mafia 3, the Definitive Edition. So, this is my first time playing Mafia 3, and I will say I had a blast. To start, I put about 55 hours into it, so I didn't do every single thing, but I did as much as I could. I tried to take every district, I tried to do everything I could do. But I do want to say, I heard nothing but negative things about this game going into it. Now, I am a big fan of Mafia 2. I've yet to play Mafia 1. But Mafia 3, I think, was overall a pretty entertaining game. Now, I'm going to go over some things that I did like and some things I didn't like. So, just because I feel like it makes more sense, let's start with the things that I did not like. Some of the missions or side missions that you have to do, I don't really love the idea of having to drive all the way across the map. The amount of times I've had to drive to the bayou, I actually like that location, but the amount of times that the game made you drive out there and drive back drove me up a wall. I don't know, it was a few moments where I was like, am I sure I want to keep playing this game? Now, that sounds like a negative thing, but it's one of the few things that I did not like about the game. The only other thing that I really had a negative about was early on, freeing the districts, which I love doing, felt very tedious. So there were several times, especially early on, where it's like, we need you to do like 30 different objectives to clear out the entire district, which, fine, it gives you a lot of content, a lot of playtime, but I would say fast travel would have fixed this in the previous issue. But I mean, I like the car system. I do like the slow motion driving. But you know what? I'll hold some of that for the positive part of the review. Now, with that out of the way, the positive of this game, I think New Bordeaux, basically New Orleans, is a great setting. It's an awesome, playground to explore, and the whole concept of you taking over the city, basically getting revenge on the person who is running the city, Sal Marcano, I think is super interesting, super fun, and super compelling. Each of your three underbosses are interesting in their own right. You have Cassandra, Burke, and of course, Vito Scaletta from Mafia 2. Obviously, I'm a bit biased since he's one of my favorite video game characters. Yeah, a little biased when I was giving out the districts. Now, this is our main character, Lincoln Clay. Now, I heard a lot of bad things about this character going in. Overall, I think Lincoln's such an interesting character, such an overall compelling character. Everything starts off as just an absolute revenge rampage. Especially when you play like some of the DLCs, you get to see more character development from Lincoln. And overall, again, it is a driving force of the game. He is a vicious, ruthless character, within reason most of the time. But overall, is he a very different character than someone like Vito from Mafia 2? Absolutely, but I think that's what separates this. Having a Vietnam vet who served in the Special Forces as your main character, super cool idea, and I think overall Lincoln was a fun character to play with. I really enjoyed Lincoln overall, but I will say there is an MVP character that we're about to talk about that made everything better for me. This here is John Donovan. Now, John Donovan was a fun character. He, to me, was probably my favorite character besides Vito in the entire game. This CIA operative, or at least used to be, who works and helps Lincoln, tear down Marcano's, empire. Dude, every scene with this guy is compelling and super fun. Particularly his DLC, the No Stones Unturned, where, if you haven't played it, you're going to stop a guy who has a nuclear warhead. Very wild DLC, but very enjoyable. Overall, awesome character. He lit up every scene he was in, and he stole the show most of the time he was on screen. Overall, this game gave me 55 hours of gameplay. Super fun. Love taking over New Bordeaux with some great character moments, great action. Some of the missions are amazing. Particularly, there is a hotel mission where you can choose to go in stealthily, or you can just rampage through, which I did. And it was so fun. There was a riverboat section that was really fun. But overall, great game. I highly recommend it. I guess if I was giving it a rating out of 10, I'd probably give it an 8, maybe 8.5. But yeah, that's my review for Mafia 3. Let me know if you like this longer review form because I can do it, or if you'd rather me make it shorter, let me know in the comments. Also, did you like Mafia 3? Because I know not many people I interact with enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments.